If you're looking to make a little bit extra money in 2024, then your phone could well be the answer. In this video, I will take you through some apps and websites that you can use just in your normal day-to-day life when you've got a spare 5 minutes or before you do something else, or in some cases, you do it once and it keeps earning to get some extra cash coming in throughout the year. Before we get into that though, there are a couple of things I want you to think about before you start downloading all of them. First of all, if any of the ones I tell you about sound interesting, make sure you look, first of all, for any welcome offers or referral codes, because they might give you that little bit extra to help kickstart your earnings. And since many of the apps that I'm going to be talking about may well have a minimum cash out, the minimum amount you have to earn before you can get that money, that referral code will give you that little bit of a nudge. There are some that I can list over at becleveryourcash.com, which I'll put in the show notes below, so you can click through and look at those welcome offers there. But if not, ask your mates if they've got a refer a friend schemes code so they get an extra bonus as well as you, or have a Google for those kind of things. Anything you can do to maybe just called kickstart your earnings. The second thing is when I tell you about this stuff, and I'll let you know what I think of the different ways of making money as well. If I think it's worth giving it a go, or you just want to see how they pan out, when you're doing it, when you're trying it, try and get a sense of how long it's taking you to do it and how much money you've earned in that time to earn that cash. Now, some of them, it will be pretty decent, yeah? Other times, you really need a kind of a benchmark to kind of like, was it worth your time? Could your time be better spent elsewhere? And there are a couple of ways of doing this. You might just have a figure in your head and go, right, this is what my time is worth. This is how much I want to be earning over an hour in order for me to actually have kind of, it'd be better rather than me do something else. That's what I want to do. If you want to be slightly more concrete, then you want to maybe compare it to what you're actually earning right now from your salary. Now, you might know what your hourly rate is. You might get paid by an hourly rate. And actually the minimum wage, the national living wage from April 2024 is £11.44. So that's a really good benchmark to be going from. But you want to know exactly what you are earning right now at work. Get your annual salary divided by 220, which is the working days. It takes out bank holidays and weekends and things like that. So actual days where you're actually working. And then divide that figure you've got by the number of hours you work in a day. Most people, 7 or 8 hours, could be a little bit more. Don't forget that you often don't get paid for lunch. But let's say, good example here, if you are earning £35,000 a year and you're working an 8-hour day, that works out at £20 an hour. So not quite double what the national living wage is, but £20 an hour. If you got the opportunity to work extra shifts, or maybe have another job, take a part-time job somewhere which pays something similar to that, yes, you've got to factor in tax and you've got to factor in national insurance, which with these extra money-making things potentially won't come into play because you're talking about much smaller amounts, it won't really come into sort of taxation. But anyway, you might be thinking, it's much better to use my time. If I can do an extra 2 hours work one evening or get a part-time job at the weekend, you might end up getting more money overall than spending 2 or 3 hours a week doing all these different bits and pieces and just getting small amounts of cash in return. And also the other thing, when you back to the time as well, it's not just about those things. Think about the other financial things you might have been putting off that actually could be worth so much more. Everything from 10-15 minutes spent applying for a new bank account and switching into it when there's a deal on, which could be worth about 200 quid. I share them on the channel every single month whenever these new deals come along, the best ones out there. That is an amazing payday for you. Or it could be about spending, do you know what? I'm going to put an hour aside to go through all my budgeting, to look at my pension, to look at, if you haven't remortgaged, just on a standard variable rate on your mortgage, or look at your mobile phone contract, any of these kind of things that you might be putting off, finding a better deal, they can all be worth hundreds and hundreds of pounds every single year, way more than you'll get from these. Having said that, let's get into it. And I want to start off with some good ones that pretty much are going to pay out a decent chunk of cash just to get you more excited about it. And these are the newer ones, data sharing apps and data sharing websites. They are, as the name suggests, where you give these companies permission to see your information. And they vary massively. There are quite a few of them out there. I'm just going to highlight a handful of them. The first one I'm going to talk about here is YouGov Finance. This is where you can connect your bank accounts, your savings accounts, and your credit cards, up to 10 of those different accounts, to this special subsection of the YouGov platform. We'll talk about YouGov in a moment when it comes to surveys, but you've probably seen them quoted quite often in the press. You are, via open banking, connecting to these different banking accounts, these different type of things, which basically gives them access to see how you're spending your money. You will get 500 points for every current account and every credit card that you connect 100 points for a savings account. Now, 100 points is worth £1, 500 points is worth £5, but you need £5,000, so 50 quid to cash out for a 50 quid gift voucher. So in an ideal world, if you're a regular viewer of my channel and you have got a number of current accounts and credit cards that you use for all sorts of different promotions and offers and stuff, then you will hopefully be able to access all 10 and get that 50 quid. If you haven't got that many, you might have to add your savings accounts in. It just means it'll take you longer for you to reach that £50 payout threshold. Now, what you can do with this one as well is it's not just one-off. You have to reconnect your accounts every 90 days. That's what open banking does. You have to reconnect it and say, yes, I still want to connect to this. So every 90 days, you get that again, which means you can do it 4 times. But actually, a little hack is you're often able to do this maybe a couple of weeks before those 90 days come about, renew them then, and you might be able to squeeze in almost 5 of these renewals. So potentially there's 250 quid available from this in just over 12 months. So really, really good one there. Yes, you might be thinking, hang on, do I really want to be sharing my data? That is something certainly to consider, but you think about everywhere we do this, whether it's just cookies on our computer or Nectar and Clubcard, we are doing this in so much of our life. This is just the next stage of it where you're monetizing it. But yeah, absolutely. If you are concerned about it, obviously look into it a little bit more. Now, there is another one which is very similar to this, and this is called Unbanks. You will get a lot less from this, but again, it's relatively passive. Now, you only need to connect one account to do this, and you will earn 110 points every month that account is connected. Again, remember, once again, you do have to reconnect this every 90 days, refresh that open banking connection. Now, you kind of need, for the gift card payouts, you need 492 points to earn £3, £820 for a £5 one. That makes that £110 you get every single month worth about 67p. So you're looking at almost 5 months before you get a payout. So realistically, over a year, this is only going to earn you 7 quid, maybe, something like that. But again, don't have to do much. Once you've done it every 90 days, remember just to check in. It takes a few seconds each time to renew that connection. It may be worth giving that a go. There are other ways to earn points within the app as well, surveys and stuff. But if you just want to share your data on that single current account and let it keep going, you can do that one. And this is one of those that also has that referral code. I think it's 150 bonus points you can get for signing up. Now, the last one of these data sharing apps that I want to share with you, there are others, and do your research, look into them, but it's the last one I'm going to share with you, is YouGov again, but it's YouGov Safe. And this is where you connect via a browser extension on Chrome. So this is going to be desktop rather than on your phone. You connect to your different streaming services, and you'll get between 75 and 150 points added on. Now, remember, we talked about this before. You need to have in total 5,000 points in order to get that 50 quid payout. But this might help you if you're short on the bank accounts, short on the credit cards, things like that. Connecting some of your streaming data, that will help boost you and get you to that total, or it just means you're jumping ahead of the game a little bit more and you'll earn more faster. And again, these can all be renewed. So yeah, it's around 75 and 150 for the likes of Apple TV, Disney Plus, Netflix, Paramount Plus, all those services you can connect. There is also a beta version within this same YouGov Safe where you connect your Amazon shopping history. So you can see everything you shop with Amazon. They'll be able to see it all. And again, they'll give you some points for that. Again, that's something you can refresh. So I think these ones, they will pay out. Yes, there's that high payment threshold for YouGov. And yes, it might take a while with Unbanks to get some cash, but relatively low effort once you've made that connection. So definitely worth having a look at. The next ones to talk about are ones that you see spoken about so often online, on social media, on blogs, and these are the survey apps. These are the ones that I've never really had any joy with, and I've given them a go to test them out so I can tell you guys what I think about them over the years, and I've always been screened out. It basically means you answer some initial questions and they go, oh no, actually, you're not suitable for this. So you spend a couple of minutes answering some questions. You don't even get to the actual survey where you earn some points or earn some money. Now, that obviously will vary, and the more time you put into this, the more likely it is that you're going to find surveys that you can answer. But I am a little bit dubious of them. But again, really good ones to be doing if you have got some time to kill at the bus stop or whatever it might be, while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. A couple of minutes, because they're short and sharp normally. And people do use them a lot, and they do say over time their money does add up. Again, I would just urge you just to consider how that compares to other ways you can make some money, as I detailed at the beginning. But some to think about here, Branded surveys, Swagbucks, YouGov, again, that we've already mentioned. So if you already got that, no harm going and answering some surveys. Prolific, Ipsos, ISay, QMe, Atapol. There are so many more out there. So again, just look for those referral codes. Look for a sense of, give them maybe all a go, see which ones work best for you, and then maybe just sort of have them on the app and you just try them as and when. But do bear in mind that minimum payout that's going to be there on all of these different apps, because it might be, if there's quite a high threshold before you can even cash out, you don't want to spread yourself too thin. You want to focus on just one or two of these apps to be earning some money. Next up are some testing apps. And again, you're asking for your opinion again. So the survey apps, you're generally just answering a few questions, relatively quick. Testing apps, they actually want you to go in, and often it's like a live record of what you're doing and you're talking through a process. It might be looking at a website, it might be completing an online task of some kind. And that could take 10, 15, 20 minutes. But obviously, because they take longer, they'll pay more. Again, there are a number of these. When I looked at some of the different reviews for these or spoke to people who have used them, again, it's going to be a mixed bag of what works and what doesn't work. But the one that has come through that generally more often than not seems to be worth giving a go at least is user testing. Again, you could be screened out. You might not be suitable, and there might be competition for these opportunities. But again, you might be able to earn, sitting at home on your desktop or on the app, earn yourself a nice bit of money there. It does pay in US dollars, though, something to bear in mind. So you might lose a little bit on the conversion if you haven't got an account that it can pay into where that doesn't get charged. Now, you can take these tasks a step further, and these are ones where you have to leave the home. So you're not sitting at your computer and talking through and doing bits and pieces. You're often having to go out, often to a shop or a business, and effectively you're mystery shopping in lots of ways. You might have to go and take photos of a product in a shop. You might have to speak to a person and ask them and say, will they recommend that product? See how their customer service is related to this. So a couple of apps that I've tried in the past, or at least looked at, I haven't actually bothered doing it because, well, one, there aren't that many for where I live. I think if you live in a bigger town or a bigger city, you might have a greater chance to find a more range of these things, although you'll also probably have increased competition. But also they tend to take, they say half an hour to do it, but I sometimes wonder if that's a little bit optimistic. But effectively, I've seen things for curries where you have to go and look at the computer displays and, do all those things I said about and get feedback. Is curries doing what the brand wants it to do in terms of this particular computer? I've seen Waitrose just the other day. If I go and look at the chocolate section and they pay me £5 if I did all these things. But again, it's quite a lot of photos you have to take, quite a lot of work you have to do. Definitely could be higher earners. And if you're in town anyway and you happen to have this come along and you've got the time, you may as well go and do it. And if you do this a few times and you find you're doing it faster than the time they say, then it actually might work out as something a little bit more profitable. Again, if it is £5 for half an hour's work, £10 an hour, you're not far off minimum wage. Maybe you're better off elsewhere, but certainly something to look at. A couple of the ones, say the apps that I've looked at in the past are Field Agent and Be My Eye. They're the ones where I've seen the likes of, say, Waitrose and Currys and Sainsbury's and Asda and Costco appear. There are a number of others, some that I've seen recommended, but I've not tried. Street Bees, Romler, Shepper. Again, download them, look for those referral codes. I know Be My Eye, for example, that has a referral code. Sign up, see what's available, give it a go, see if you think it's worth the time you're spending on it. Now, a newer range of these apps are game playing apps. I'm not a gamer, right? It's not something I spend my time doing it. Yes, like everyone, a decade ago, I was doing Angry Birds, but generally, the amount of games I've got on my phone, I never touch them. But if you're someone who just generally likes to spend their time on their phone playing games, then why not see if you can get paid to do it? There are, again, a number of ones that will do this. Inbox Pounds I've seen very well thought of here. Mistplay, Swagbucks. Again, Swagbucks pops up in a number of those different categories, so it might be a good all-rounder to be looking at. Again, give it a try, see what happens. This could be quite time-consuming, particularly if you're playing games, and often what you'll need to do within a certain time frame is to reach a certain level or complete certain tasks. So it's well worth knowing what you need to do and how to do it, maybe before you get started, rather than just spend 10, 15 minutes trying to get the gist of it when you actually, that will contribute towards the overall time it takes to reach that amount to get that payout. Again, interesting one if you like games, a good one to be checking out. Okay, next section, receipt app. There are two of these. I'll cover the kind of more generic receipt apps first of all. And this is where you literally scan the receipts from your purchases into this app and you get paid for doing that. Again, they are collecting your data as they are in so many of these different apps. This is basically what products you're buying, and it gives them a good understanding of kind of shopper behavior, and they sell that data onto other people as well. Probably the best one here, but sadly is invite only. However, you can apply when you download the app and get on the wait list, is the Amazon shopping panel. Amazon themselves will pay you £5 Amazon credit if you upload 10 receipts every single month. So that won't take you very long. Again, there are some additional surveys on there as well, so that's worth thinking about. Again, don't know how often you're going to be able to do this because, again, it is very, very limited number of people on there, but certainly worth, like I've done when I've researched this, I've downloaded the app, I've got myself on the wait list, and I'll see if they do send me an invite. Another one is Zip Zero. This has been around for a while. It's had kind of, particularly during the pandemic, it struggled. It looked like it was going to go under, but it's still going. It has reduced the cashback it gives you, though, on when you scan your receipts from 1% to 0.1%, which is very, very, very low. However, some retailers, premium retailers, where you can get a boosted amount. So, for example, looking at it right now, I've seen you can get 4% at Asda. There was money back as well at 3% at Boots. So shops you may well go to, again, these retailers will change, and you do have to activate the offer before you shop. But then you go to the shop and you come back and you scan your receipt, or you can email over your online receipt as well. Those larger percentages can make it worthwhile, and often you can stack them with other ways of earning cashback, which we'll come back to in a minute. What I would say here is that when you earn money on here, it's important to know this goes towards your bills, your utility bills. So it's worth just double checking that your suppliers are listed in there before you start amassing this cashback, and you find you can't use it. Although chances are you'll be able to use it on one of your different bills, including your council tax for most people. But I say amassing your cashback, remember that 0.1%, that could take you a £5,000 spend potentially before you get that £5 minimum payout. Yes, if you have those boosted offers, that will come down a little bit. But again, just share some realism here. It will take you a long time before you can even get a fiver. And then you've got to factor in the time to do that. That could take a huge amount of time. Let's say an average spend of £25. And let's say that £25, they're all at 0.1%. That means you'd need 200 receipts that you need to scan. And let's say a minute per scan, because you've got to open the app and then you've got to scan it, and maybe there's long receipt, you've got to add extra bits in. Maybe it's less than that, I don't know, but let's say it's taking a minute. That would be 3 hours to earn a fiver combined, and the chance that it could take you a year in order to get that. So again, take all these with a pinch of salt. Some other receipt apps you might want to look at, Shopix, Stow Rewards, and Stack My Eats. Again, people using these. I've never bothered with them because I just think the time you put in for the amount you get back is so low. Now, the other supermarket receipt apps, these ones are cashback apps, and we'll talk more about cashback in a second. But these are apps where they are product specific, although those products themselves might only be available, or the cashback will only be available if you buy them from a specific supermarket. And there'll be things like, buy this, get £1 off, buy this, get 20% off, or whatever it means. Sometimes they're freebies as well. But you scan it, you upload your receipt, and then you will get paid that money back to you. I've got them. I don't use them that often. If there's something I really like on there that I'm going to buy anyway, fantastic. But more often than not, you will find these are new products that the brands, the reason they're giving you this discount, this cashback, is because they want you to try this new product. And you've got to be careful not to buy something just because it's 50% off or £1 off or whatever it might be, because it might be there's an alternative product that you actually do want or you prefer, which is just as cheap without the money back. Or you buy something for the sake of it and you don't actually ever really use it or want it. Again, it's all food or grocery things here at the supermarket, but they're certainly worth downloading. And again, there often are welcome offers. Shopmium and Green Gin, for example, I know we've got referral codes for those over on the website. So again, you can at least try them out and see how you go with them. But let's go on to proper cashback apps. And these are going to be, again, the ones I started off with some that were going to make you a decent amount of cash. I'm going to talk about some more now, which also will absolutely make you some cash. Now, you're probably aware already of Quidco and Top Cashback. I talk about them all the time here on the YouTube, on the podcast, over on the website. they are great places for you to go to before you shop online. Now, you can use them. I tend to use them mainly on the desktop. I tend to do most of my online shopping on my laptop, but you can absolutely use your phone as well. And I do sometimes click through from the apps on here. Be careful just to double check that you're not opening up the retailer's own app. They do need to open up in your browser from the Cashback app often for that to track. Not always, but just be doubly sure of that. And you can get some money back, anything from 1% up to a set amount, and they can absolutely earn you hundreds of pounds over the year. There are also some really good welcome offers there, up to £17 at the time of recording this. So do absolutely, if you haven't used them already, sign up via a referral code and do your shopping. It takes an extra minute to shop. You go open them up, search for, I don't know, let's say it's ASOS, search for ASOS, click ASOS, it opens up ASOS in a new browser, do your shopping as normal. So absolutely top Cashback and Quidco essentials. But they are not the only cashback sites, and they particularly not the only cashback apps. And these other ones are pretty much app-specific ones that you may not know about. First one to say about is Airtime Rewards. Airtime Rewards is linked to your mobile phone contract. It's generally restricted just to the big networks. There are a few of the smaller ones on there, but you'll be fine if you're on O2, 3, Vodafone, or EE. A couple of others will also be on there. But if you're with them, you can earn cashback when you spend with a linked card at a participating retailer. And there's some big names in there. Boots is in there. Greggs is in there. Every now and again, the supermarkets pop in. They tend to come and go. But this is, as long as you put your Visa or MasterCard cards on there and scan them in, sadly not American Express, and you shop with those at a participating retailer, you'll get some money back. And then you can apply that to your mobile phone contract. So it's a really, really good one to try and download. And again, there is a welcome offer available for that one. Works out about £1.50, but hey, everything helps, doesn't it, when you're getting started on these. What I would say, this one is what's really good is you can often stack this, so you could use this purchase with other offers that are around that might be going on elsewhere, and you can sometimes stack it with another cashback app. This is called Cheddar. Now, Cheddar works in exactly the same way, but rather than adding on your debit or credit cards manually, you connect via open banking. So it'll open up your banking app, and you'll just connect your current account or your credit card that way. This one will work with American Express, incidentally. However, the problem with this one is there aren't that many retailers on there. So it's worth adding your cards on there. So just in case by chance you happen to spend at those shops, you get some money back, but don't expect a huge amount from it. But again, well worth giving that one a try. Where Cheddar maybe is better for you in earning money is offering you cashback when you buy gift cards. You might be thinking, I don't want a gift card. Gift cards, give it to a present for someone. Okay, maybe. But actually, no. Gift cards could be a great thing to use on your everyday spending when you get this cashback on it. So, for example, you might be able to get 3% back at Tesco. Doing your supermarket shopping every week, every month, 3% will add up. Again, the rates do vary, but they can really, really worth checking that out on your app. And Cheddar isn't the only one doing this. It's also Jam Donut. In fact, Jam Donut probably has a larger range of retailers where you can buy these gift cards and get cash back to your app. And also one called Hyperjar. Hyperjar is a budgeting app, but has introduced this cashback feature on gift cards as well. I would look at all three of them, and I would compare the rates. When you're going to buy something, see which one offers you the highest amount of cashback. But do bear in mind here, as I mentioned, with a lot of the other apps, there is that minimum cash out level. For Cheddar, it's £5 of cashback. For Jam Donut, it's £10 of cashback. There isn't any minimum threshold for Hyperjar. So if you're not going to be using it a lot, there is a risk that money just sits there. But absolutely worth having a look at all of those different cashback apps, having them on your phone every time you shop, every time you spend. Can you save money by having them? And the last section I want to talk about here are apps that you can use to sell things you don't have. And this actually could well be, if you've got enough stuff sitting around at home, could well be one of your biggest earners. Okay, it might not be something you do regularly, but if you have a nice sort of like spring clean or just any time when you're kind of working through what you've got, what you don't, need a bit of a clear out, see if anything you think is worth listing on these sites. Now, you already know eBay. Obviously, you can do it on the app. You can do that online. You probably know Facebook Marketplace as well. You probably also know sites like Vinted and Depop. There's also one called Twig. Download them, give them a go, maybe compare them, see if there's a certain price that they will give you for these products. What's interesting about Twig over the others is they'll tell you how much they'll give to you for this stuff up front. You're not listing it for people, you're selling it literally to Twig, and they'll then sell it on. And that's similar to some of the other apps when you're selling things like CDs and books and things like that. You've got the likes of Music Magpie, We Buy Books, Zifit. They will also tell you exactly what you'll get when you sell them. Although in my experience, they don't pay a huge amount of cash. But again, you might have a special edition or something that's a bit rarer where you get a little bit more money and it is worth doing it. There you go. Loads of different apps and websites to make you money this year from your phone or your computer. My name is Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching. Check out these videos here for more ways to boost your money.